Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I don't know if you noticed sometimes that some people reach some conclusions based on some facts, evidence they provide. The problem is those evidence that is provided or facts they provide are not necessarily 100% acceptable. That is, you reach a conclusion based on some facts that you present or evidence that is not agreed upon by all sides. That's a fact. For instance, we might agree that these are glasses, but you have to prove that these are glasses. So before you say these are bicycles and you use it as being bicycles, we have to prove that it is bicycles. And I can't go further and reach a conclusion if I start with by saying these are a bicycle. No, they're not a bicycle, they're glasses. So we have here an article provided by Ukrainska Pravda, and I would like to show you the title. And in the title, that's about two things at least that could be picked as, what do you mean? What do you mean? How did you know that? Or, really? You call this way? Then why don't we call that the same way we call it here? So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, and it's titled, Ukraine has dealt with aftermath of Russian terrorist attack on Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant, owing worst outcomes. Now, the issue that I have here is, how do we know that the Russians attacked Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant? And how do we know that it was you or not? Is that a fact that the Russians did it? And if that's a fact, where is the evidence? Don't show me the evidence as it's destroyed, Emil, and the Russians will be the only ones benefiting out of that, attack. I don't think so. Because if we go by that, then we know another attack, which is not called a terrorist attack as you guys use it here, as terrorist attack. You would probably remember the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines. That was not called a terrorist attack or sabotage. It was called just an attack or something on that pipelines. Now, if we use the same logic that the Russians would be the only beneficiaries or the prime suspect in the Kakhovka power plant, the dam being blown up, then who would be Bono, who would benefit out of Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines? I would say that that's a country that the name that shall not be named. And then that is a terrorist attack? As this is a terrorist attack, isn't it? What is it? So I have two issues here. One, the Ukrainians said the Russians did it. And the media here said, yes, the Russians did it. I haven't seen evidence to support that claim. Have you seen any evidence? Have you seen any evidence? Once they said no, they used a missile. The other one, no, it was mined. They were put explosives in the dam. Which one is it? And the third one, well, it was cracked before and then they just blew it up. Which one is it? And which one was already proven? And by whom? It's just because the Ukrainians said the Russians did it. But guess what? The Russians said the Ukrainians did it. Did they provide any evidence? So you see, you can't go further and say, Russian terrorist attack on Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant when it didn't provide any evidence. I don't know that's the Russians who did it. I don't know it. And not because I'm an idiot. You show me the evidence. I haven't seen the evidence. And I've been day and night on Ukrainska Pravda, New Voice of Ukraine, Ukrinform, Kiev Independent, CNN, Reuters, Agence France Press, Associated Press, Sputnik, Russia Today, and many others. Deutsche Welle. Where is it? Fox News. I haven't seen anybody saying, you know what, it was this, big book, baby boo. Everybody said, yeah, we got here, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. No, I haven't seen it. So they started with being an attack. The Russians did it. Haven't seen the evidence. The second one. If that wasn't a terrorist attack, then call the other one a terrorist attack. No, Why not? Oh, because they were not victims? I think the Germans were the victims. The German nation was the victim. No more gas for you, my friends. It's a nation. Here, yeah, it was something, water came, killed, I know, about 30 some people, correct? Was that right? No, it wasn't. But if you call it terrorist, call it on the other side terrorist as well. And it's not settled who did it. And about who benefited out of that, I could find the Ukrainians as being the beneficiaries, as the Russians, the beneficiaries. I'm not going to say the Russians, only they benefited out of that. But I can say only that the Ukrainians benefited out of that. The problem is another one. The Russians flooded their own troops. The argument is, again, without evidence, just because the Russians are stupid or because they're criminals, they just flooded their own troops. That's how the story went. Is it true? Well, you can't just say that. I mean, if you say that, anyone can call you're the criminal because, I don't know, you ran a red light one day, or I don't know, you drove past the speed limit. That means you're a bad person. That means the crime committed in the neighborhood, you did it because you committed a crime sometime in the past, or you broke the law or something. It doesn't go that way, okay? That's not how we think. It's other people think like that. We should not drop our level to their level. So anyway, I just wanted to point out that they immediately call that a terrorist attack, and they know that Kakhovka Dam was destroyed by, the Russians. That's what it is. What can you do? What can you say? Let's see if anything is worth noting here. Ukraine has dealt with the aftermath after the Russian terrorist attack on the Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant, avoiding outbreaks of infectious diseases, in particular cholera. All right, cholera. Thanks to the coordination. Okay, well, what can I do? What can I say? That was we can call it a terrorist attack, but remember, use the same definition. And again, I personally don't know who blew it. If you know, I would like you to provide me with the evidence, not with what someone said. If Kuleba said that, okay, because other people on the other side said, no, those guys did it. I want the evidence. So just pointing out this little article just for, food for thought. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.